And you know what? It's like there's such a beauty and a synchronicity to life. Never doubt your journey. Never doubt it. You are exactly where you need to be. Just open up your eyes. Open up your eyes and see, what is life trying to communicate to me? What is life saying to me? Open up your eyes and see what your journey is saying to and for you, because only you can decipher that. And to all of the people who were spending time trying to decipher me, I beg you and I implore you, go back through the Displacement Diaries and say, what does this day mean to me? What does it mean to you? Because it's not about Tonya in your life. My experiences, my life path is different than yours. My experience and my journey is only for me. So go back through and say, how do I feel about this? What does this mean to me? And what does my feeling about this and what it means to me say about me, about what it is that I want, what it is that I choose not to perpetuate or choose not to have, about where it is that I choose to go. Some of you, I'm going to be honest, some of you were upset with me because you yourself were not going after your dream. What does that say about you? Some of you were like, oh, my favorite is humble yourself. Listen, that word humble is not a part of my chosen vocabulary. I choose not to humble myself. And it's like, you know what? This video has become longer than I wanted it to be. But it's like, some of you have been taught that in order to get what it is that you want, that you need to get down on your knees, that you need to get down on your knees and you need to bow your head and that you need to grovel and you need to make yourself small in the eyes of whatever it is that you want to go and get out there. But I choose not that for me. And some of you were saying that I was going to need to humble myself in order to get where it is that I needed to get from my dream. And it's quite the opposite. I had to largen myself. I had to spread out my energy and I had to get, oh honey, I had to get what it was that was coming to me. I had to stand up and grab that. So no, I did not have to humble myself. I chose not to humble myself. I chose not to, quote unquote, be like everybody else and get a regular job like everybody else. And so tell me, what does it say about you that you would say to me that I need to be like everyone else? What does that say about you? What are you communicating about yourself and how you feel that you should be like, quote unquote, everybody else? And I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out of the video. We have been duped. This is how these big box stores like Walmart and these gigantic conglomerates are able to take over and create all of this product for us. This is how it's able to happen, because the American people have been squashed of their own dream. The entrepreneurial spirit in us has been squashed, so that instead of thinking of ways that we can make money, instead of thinking of ways that we can serve in service to the people and in business to the people, in enterprise, instead of that, we have been turned into consumers living in debt slavery. That so many of us are working just to pay our bills. That our whole entire life has been created with us going to work, charging up our cards, paying off our mortgages, and paying off our credit cards, and our whole life is debt slavery. We have no extra. I just found out that less than 5% of the US population is making more than $300,000. Less than 5%. Come on. We can do better than that. 5%? Come on. So listen. Listen. How do I sum up this video? I'll sum it up by saying this. I'll reiterate. The Displacement Diaries was not about me. Nothing in this life has any meaning, nothing except the meaning that we give it. That's why two different people can see the same exact thing and have two completely different experiences. And everybody who saw my displacement diaries saw it from the inside of you, and you all had a different experience from inside of you. There were some people who were saying that they hoped that I didn't make it. Oh, honey, listen. My life and my life path and my trajectory is not up to you. It's up to me. And so for some of you who would look outward and hope that someone else doesn't make it, what does that say about you? Because that doesn't say anything about me. That wasn't how I wanted to end this video. So let me think of something else. Listen, go back through the displacement. Go through your life and when you start taking ownership, when you start realizing that what is showing up in your life right now is a manifestation of what it is that you have created in your life, you can begin to assign meaning. What does this mean to you? What does it mean to you? And nobody else can tell you what something should mean to you, because when a person starts talking to you, just know automatically they are no longer talking about you. They are talking about themselves. All of our advice comes through our filter. The whole way that we see the world comes through our own filter. And I've been doing some work on myself. I've been working on myself to clear out some of my shadows, the stuff that goes on in the dark, that red sock in the washing machine that turns everything else pink. I've been working on me, and I hope and I pray that you all have been using this as an opportunity to also reflect back into your life something about you. This video is 25 minutes now, so let me hug you all. Hug me. Oh, love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love. Thank you. Thank you. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? That's right, love yourself. And loving yourself is taking the time to look at your life and realize when everything is not going as you planned or as you wish, that you take the time to look and find meaning. This life, listen, this life being human, the whole premise of being a Homo sapien is about our mind. Man who knows, woman who knows. Being a human being is about discovery. Loving yourself is taking the time to discover, to do the work, to make your own life better. Because if you're not going up, honey, this life continues to move. And if you're not, it's like a stream where time continues to move. And as time moves, our body deteriorates. We become older and more fragile and more brittle and more condensed. As time moves on, it pushes down on us. So if you're not pushing back up on life, if you're staying still, you're moving downstream. What are you going to do to continue to push upstream? What are you going to do? Loving yourself is taking the time to figure out what doesn't feel quite right for you. Not anybody else, but you. Your life has its own special meaning for you. Oh, why is my forehead all frumpled up? Trust yourself. Loving yourself is trusting yourself, believing in yourself, trusting where it is that you are being guided, and opening your eyes to figure out what path that is and making the choice of whether you choose to go there. Loving yourself is opening yourself to realizing that everything you do may not be in the highest good of you and everybody involved, but what are you going to do about that? Loving yourself is asking yourself the hard questions. Asking yourself the hard questions and being prepared for the tough answers. I'm going to tell you, getting to know yourself is not easy. Fixing your issues is not easy. It requires a lot of bravery. So for those of you who are long on the journey, being brave and doing what it is that you need to do to better your life for you, not anybody else's definition of what a good life is. Because I had a good life at TKO Skin. I made a lot of money. but inside I felt empty. I felt empty. And I felt more full living in my car and going towards the trajectory of my dream. I felt more full editing the Displacement diaries every day. I felt more full doing that than having a bank account loaded with money. I felt more full because I felt like I was finally in pursuit of me. I felt like I was finally being true to me and who I really am and what it is that I really want and what it is that I choose out of this life. And I can't wait for you all to see how it's been resolved. So tell me, what should I do? How do I handle the Displacement diaries from here forth? Do I continue to publish? How do I continue to publish? Do I still break in every once in a while, breaking ranks? How do I handle this? Talk to me. I want to know. You want another hug? Because I still spent some time screaming. So hug me, hug me. Oh, goodness. I love you all so very, very much. Go out there and love one another. And most importantly, love yourself. And like I said, loving yourself is taking the time to really get to know yourself and working towards what's in the better good, the best good of yourself. Figuring that out. Doing the work. It's not easy. So many of you spending time trying to figure out me. And I said this before, any moment that you spend trying to figure somebody else is a moment that you wasted where you could have been figuring yourself out. Figuring yourself out, gosh. I heard this saying, and then after this, I'm gone, right? I heard this saying that said, 3 of the greatest mysteries in life is water to a fish, air to a bird, and man to himself. And the meaning of this statement is, how do you describe water to a fish when water is all that it knows? It doesn't know anything but water, and it doesn't really understand the processes that water goes through. And a bird doesn't really understand air, it just uses air. And man really doesn't understand him or herself. You are one of the greatest mysteries to yourself. What is it that you're going to do to start to begin to unfold this mystery? Because I promise you, there are layers to this. The moment that you think that you know yourself is when you've been granted access into a new realm where you can dive even deeper into getting to know yourself. So don't waste your opportunities trying to get to know me, because you weren't there with me. You don't have the same DNA. You don't have the same patterns and the same pains encoded in your DNA that I do. You didn't come into this life to get what it is that I came into this life to get. You came here for you. You came here for you. So take the time to figure out you, because trust and believe, while you're talking about me, this is why I don't spend time telling people who they are in my comments. I don't say, oh, this is this. Even though I have psychic ability, even though I have abilities that come to me and intuition comes to me, I don't spend the time doing that, because trust and believe, while you're trying to get to know me, I'm trying to get to know me too. So you wasting your time because Tonya is diving deeper and deeper into Tonya while you're scratching on the surface, expressing yourself. Tonya is diving into me. And whose time do you think would be better invested? The person looking outward or the person looking inward? And on that note, I am out. I can't wait to see. So tell me your opinion. What do you think I should do from here forward with the Displacement diaries? How do I handle it from here? Are you guys into the story? Are you loving it? Talk to me. Listen, hug. More time than I thought was going to be on this. One last hug. Hug. And then I'm